13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yo, what's going on? And welcome into another edition of Unsportsmanlike Conduct. I am Steve. That is Timmy right on over there. What's going on, my friend?
Happy 316 day, everybody.
Yes.
St. Patty's is a great holiday, but the day before, you can't get past Stone Cold Day. Come on now.
You cannot get past Stone Cold Day. And
That's just 2 straight days of drinking. Very smart, by the way.
It's fantastic. All these built-in excuses.
Yeah.
And what was it? 2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago? When you hit, or no, last year when you hit your 50th on Just Too Sweet.
You'll be out of 50th.
Was that the one that landed?
Perfect.
That was great. And I remember now because when you said that, wonderful name that I love, Mr. Bunker. I remember when I was doing the beer thing, I said I'll even wish Bunker a happy birthday.
Yep. So I'll give him a shout out. Happy birthday, Mr. 50th birthday. That's why it's a big birthday.
Crap.
Bunker is 50 today, so I'll shout him out.
I guess today I'll respect my elder. Happy birthday. All right, so lot to kind of unpack over the last couple of days in the NFL. Some really shitty news, especially from me, from the World Baseball Classic. And we'll touch on two things in the NBA. But Dave is out today. He's our more entrenched NBA guru. But there are some things that we can absolutely dive into. But first, we head into the world of football. Timmy, we were just talking. This is like your pride and joy, your favorite time of the year.
It's the second Christmas for me.
Has the excitement met your standards so far over the last 24, 48 hours?
More surprising than anything else. This is a surprising year. I'm a little baffled by a couple of these moves, but hey, that's just, Lamar Jackson's still not anywhere. The Jets are literally gambling their entire future. It's a wacky offseason, but I'm enjoying every second of it. The Giants, I think, have vastly improved, even though some people, even our own people, will go against.
Who might that be?
But I think they're vastly improved too. So that always gets you excited.
Yes, and then this all sets you up to say, okay, what, they plugged this hole and they plugged that hole. So what are they going after now in the draft? Exactly. So all that stuff is going to start picking up some steam here on the way to the draft. But first things first, Aaron Rodgers, he had his appearance, which, holy shit, 500,000 people tuned into. I told you guys when it was like 300 something, and I was like stunned. And by the time Rodgers was a couple of minutes into his little spiel, his novel that he was telling, it all started back when they drafted Jordan Love. And that peaked over 500,000. So obviously we already know what's going on. He came out, he was in the darkness, 90% retired. And then, so now here's my take on this. Now you come out and you hear that the person that you're with no longer wants to be with you, from players around the league, that there's shopping being done. And now all of a sudden you have such an ego that now I'm going back to play. And not only that, he says, all I was looking for was open communication. Well, has he given open communication like in the last 2-3 off seasons?
Nope.
I'm gonna do Jeopardy. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna hike. I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna be in this darkness. I'll let everybody know. And
He's
then,
insane.
but just as one last thing, I think he did something very PR friendly for him, and he took that time because he was getting the story out first to say, Packers do the right thing. And then he pointed out that he is amongst, if not the greatest Packer of all time. Says it, pat himself on the back, a la LeBron. So, what's your take on this? Do you think there's a hostage situation going on now? What, like?
If I was their Packers, oh yeah, I would be asking for so much because you said he's held them hostage for the past 2 years, maybe three. If I'm the Packers, I am asking for the most ridiculous package ever put together for a fucking 40-year-old quarterback. I'm gonna get excited now because he really like I even wrote you guys. It's amazing how quickly you can go from liking someone to just
Oh
like
yeah,
utterly despising them because he's just that kind of a person right now. He's lost his mind. What, they drafted a quarterback? You're offended by that? They drafted you when they had Brett Favre.
yeah.
Oh, then they got Brett Favre was probably offended by that too. But get over it. You got to have a backup quarterback. You
But
can't just.
that's
It's
stuff that
normal.
happens. No,
Yeah.
no team ever really handles the old legend kind of leaving.
No.
That's a difficult thing always.
But I mean, they never said, oh yeah, we drafted him to replace you. They just drafted a backup quarterback. So
Yeah.
stop being a goddamn baby. But I don't know. I think this dude lost his mind, man. And I said, now if I am the Packers, I'm looking for three number ones, a couple of number twos, maybe poke a couple guys off that roster that they could spare. I am asking for a big fat package because the deal's not done. Everyone's celebrating like it's done.
Nope.
The Packers now hold all the cards.
Everything.
Fleece the Jets. Fleece them for everything now. And it's not the Jets' fault. It's Aaron Rodgers' fault for doing that. But if I'm the Packers GM, I'm looking for three number ones now. At least that's the minimum. Throw in who do you have on your line? Oh, we need one of those guys.
Oh
And
yeah.
maybe throwing a two or three here and there. Oh yeah, I'm going to fleece the hell out of that team if I'm the Packers GM. And if the deal doesn't get done, either you play or you don't. That's it.
Right. And I was seeing some they were likening it to like the Stafford deal and Russell Wilson trade, and how the Jets might be reluctant to do that. But what team out there is or needs to be more desperate than the Jets? They haven't
Exactly.
even made the playoffs in 13 years, and that kind of makes us feel good. We broke our drought, and ours was 5-6 years. They
And
haven't made
and
the playoffs in 13 years.
but what the Jets? Let me say something. I said now I feel like I never felt sorry for the Jets. Now I'm feeling sorry for them because you got a guy coming in. You're expecting. They're thinking Super Bowl. They're thinking Super Bowl already.
Yep.
If they don't win the Super Bowl this year, do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to be around next year? No. No, I don't care if he signs a 3-year deal. He goes down this year. If they lose this year, they don't win the Super Bowl in 2023. He's gone. And then what did you do? You gave up your entire future for this idiot who is going to walk away from that team if they don't have the success that he deemed, you know, that he thought he was supposed to have. And
Right.
he's going to screw the Jets for years to come. And I'm honestly would not do it.
So you know me. I most of the time, unless there's something crazy, I'm a player guy. I side with the players most of the time. There's nothing I can't do. There's nothing about that. Like when you can read into every little thing that he does, and
Yeah.
where when he took the opportunity yesterday because he's able to control the narrative to say the Packers did me wrong. Now do the right thing and let your legend move on. And what's in his mind? He doesn't want the Jets to give up so much that he's handicapped. So
And
now
and,
this is
and the story with the
crazy.
list, the
How
list
much
of
drama?
players. Listen. I know he's saying, "Oh no, I didn't." But you see, he contradicted himself. Oh, I didn't say I made a list of of guys I want them to get. I just said who I enjoyed playing with or
Right.
who I'd like to enjoy playing with. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. What are you talking
And
about?
when
You
and
went
when
to the
what's her
management and
name?
said, "Oh, Odell Beckham would be real nice on this team." Of course he would. Why'd you bring his name up, stupid? If you're not making a list of players you want the Jets to get, Alan Lazard just happened to be getting signed by the Jets too. Come on,
Yeah.
give me a break.
Talk about contradictory. He asked for help, more help in Green Bay. Didn't get the help that he asked for, and now he wants to bring Mercedes Lewis and Randall and Cobb, who's seemingly feels like he's like 65 years old, been in the league so long. And then the thing with when Diana Rossini and Adam Schefter.
That was funny.
Listen, that was hilarious.
It was funny.
Very funny. And then it was good sport of Adam Schefter to come back and say, "I'm confirming the report."
Yeah.
That, but if I look back, I double checked just to make sure I wasn't gonna jump the gun on anything. But when Rossini put that report out, she said wish list. Pat McAfee asked the question, saying list of demands. Now we can argue over wording, but
Semantics.
that's two entirely different things.
It's semantics. Come on.
Right. and I mean, again, for somebody who is always, talking down to people, and he's really kind of questioning our intelligence with some of the things that he says.
Oh yeah, he is so bizarrely cocky. Like that McAfee. First of all, I was a little upset that Pat McAfee allowed this to happen on his show.
Yeah.
But like you said, 500,000 people watched.
How could you not?
I would let that lunatic on this show right now if we can get him on here and let him spew all his nonsense. Because guess what? Everybody would watch.
Yes.
But yeah, he seems like he's in such a trance. Like he is so in love with himself. It is crazy.
He's
And
going to be the next A-Rod, right?
I think he is crazy at this point. It's like wish list, demand list. I'm sorry, dude. There's no difference. There's no difference there. You said what you said. That's the end of that. And I'm telling you right now, I know my boy George. George, I love you, and you're all pumped up and excited. And you're thinking Super
been seeing
Bowl,
that.
But dude, it ain't gonna happen. And if it doesn't happen this year, he is gonna walk away from the Jets, leaving them with 3 less number ones, bunch of number twos, players missing, gonna screw them. And then they're back with what? Zach Wilson next year, who's not gonna want to play anyway because he's been replaced now. So I don't know. This is a very tricky deal. But I said if I'm the Packers, I got all the cards now. I'm holding him hostage. You play for us or you don't play next year.
That's it. Go to do your 90% retired thing.
Yeah, here's the last 10%. Go retire. Because I'm so done with him. Just so done with him.
All right. So this could go on for because the dead cap hit lessens after June 1st. So I don't know if this might go on until after June 1st. Because that impacts what the Packers can do in the offseason. But again, we'll see. The other big thing is Lamar Jackson. Still, this could be a while too, based on the no agent thing. He did confirm that the biggest contract that he offered that he got was 3 for $133, which is a shit ton of money, by the way, to turn down. That's the whole, betting on yourselves these days. And we'll see what he gets out there. But Timmy, I think it was you that said a couple weeks ago that or led off the conversation at least, that the Ravens absolutely did the right thing here. Go out and see what the world will offer, and then maybe we'll match. Maybe we won't.
I don't know if you have it there, but I believe I just saw on NFL Network that they tagged him with the what's that tag?
The
exclusive or non-exclusive, whatever the hell the one is.
Non-exclusive.
So now he's allowed to go out and look for a deal, and if he gets that deal, they get their picks. They get 2 number 1 draft picks for him if he walks. Beautiful, Ravens.
Yep.
Beautiful deal for you guys. because he doesn't want to be there. He
He
would have
holds all the
signed the
cards. They hold
first
all the cards. I'm
contract.
sorry.
Yeah, he would have signed the first contract or the second or the third offer they made him if he wanted to be in
Terzio.
Baltimore. He doesn't want to be there.
Oh,
Kid,
Terzio's here.
what's up, Frank? How's it going?
I haven't heard his reaction to the Jet stuff.
Are you
What's going
celebrating
on?
Terzio yet with that lunatic at your quarterback who's going to ruin your franchise for another 30 years?
I went. Welcome on in, Terzio. All right, so I agree with you 100%. I think from a business standpoint, Terzio says Aaron Rodgers is nice, but he's 40 years old. Yeah,
Never mind 40.
40-year-old
He's
diva.
certifiably insane.
That too.
Man, don't forget, this is the guy who this past year didn't do any all-season workouts, didn't show up for training camp and nothing, and then he bitched that he had no chemistry with his wide receivers. Why do you think that happened when you have three young receivers out there who need their quarterback? Say what you want about Eli. When you have a new quarterback, he told you, get your ass to New Jersey. We're throwing. I'm throwing
Oh
to
yeah.
you. That's what good quarterbacks do. I'm not just saying that's because it's Eli. See, any quarterback does it. You got a rookie, you bring him in. You come out to Jersey. We're going to throw the ball. See what you like. That's what you do. Not sit on your ass until September and then say, "Oh, I have no chemistry with these guys." Of course you don't,
And
moron.
get off to a slow start.
Yeah.
And all the drama, but that's what he wants. He wants all the drama, the relaxed moments, and coming down to the wire, and that getting caught on camera where what's his name wanted his jersey. He says, no, I think I'll hang on to this one,
Yeah. But you know
which
what? Normally I would have been
leads
like,
to all this.
yeah, but normally I would have been like, "Oh man, that was pretty sad." This is the
Yeah,
last game. But I was like, "Dude, fuck off! You're so
right.
full of it." I was like, "You're so full of it." I don't feel sorry for you anymore. I can't.
Terzio says, besides be the quarterback for the next 2 years, what does he bring to us after he's retired? Nothing. He'll be back to square one in 2 years.
1
It'll
year,
be Zach
1 year,
Wilson.
Terry. We just talked about. You just signed on. I just said it. You don't win the Super Bowl this year, he's gone, gone. So you're going to give up draft picks and players for a guy who's going to be around for 1 freaking year, and that's a gamble the Jets should not take. They had the talent, but I don't think they have the coaching. I think their coaching is shit. They have good, talented players there. I mean, young, gifted players. Is Rodgers, and I don't think they have the coaching staff to win it. If they don't win it, he's going to be like, oh well, I did my part. It's time I retire and off to the sunset, take my $60 million and get the hell out of
Yeah.
here. And then the Jets going to be like, well, can we get our 3 draft picks back? Or no, you screwed yourself.
Yeah, right.
You screwed yourself.
My
You're
receipt.
screwing it. Yeah.
Yeah, my receipt is here.
Yeah. Can I return this? Can I return this guy? We don't want him anymore. Meanwhile, the Packers are counting their number 1 picks for next year. Trying to probably turn those into a couple more number 1s and number 2s or whatever.
That's it, Terzio. How much you want to bet he gets booed off?
This isn't
he
me.
will.
I even said it before. This isn't me knocking the Jets. I actually feel sorry for you guys now because this is a deal. I mean, don't get me wrong. If Packers say just give us 2 number 1s, we'll call it even. Then you guys got yourself a good deal, not a great deal, a good deal.
Yeah.
But Packers aren't going to do that now.
Deal. Yeah.
The Packers are not. I said they have all the cards, man, and they should fleece the Jets for everything they got now.
The Packers have the cards there, and the Ravens have the cards with Lamar. Although if he leaves, then that Ravens team becomes like a 3-14.
Well, the
team
NFL Network said that as of right now, he's shopping himself to other teams, but no one's biting yet. No one wants the number 1 pick thing. No one wants to do. No one's really biting on his demands because he wants like Jesus money. It's like where do you get this number from that you're not? I don't know. That guy's on drugs too.
My thought on it is he should get north of what Kyler Murray got. Whatever that. What was it? Like if I'm paying a quarterback, if I'm paying a quarterback and I'm choosing to pay Lamar or Kyler Murray more money, I'm going with Lamar.
Of course, we're going Lamar too.
But that contract that they offered was I don't know about the guaranteed and whatnot, but I don't know. This is another thing that could take forever. So we might not know the Rodgers thing could happen as soon as tonight, but I think Lamar just is going to take longer and longer. Sergio says, well, if he wants to get lost in the woods,
Yeah.
polyester, go
No.
upstate.
It's I don't know.
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
I feel bad for the Jets. I really, really do. Because
Um,
now you got George and you got like you said, what's his name? Green. Oh my God, Aaron Rodgers is coming. 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers is coming to a 40-year-old lunatic who was retired before he slept in a tree or in the ground for a week, whatever the hell it was. This is the guy you want taking your team that hasn't won a Super Bowl since 1969, leading your team. I don't think so. I'm
that's the
sorry.
desperation. That's it.
Oh my God.
That's it. I guess we'll knock on wood that we'll never be in the situation, but we might be that desperate if it was 13 years between playoff runs, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, other quarterback situations that have transpired since last we were on. Terzio's going to wear a bag over his face.
I have to change my name. I have to change to a Stone Cold thing too.
Should have Derek Carr. I told them. I said sign Derek Carr. I think they would have been just fine with Derek Carr. I think he's more dedicated. I think he'd work with those guys in the offseason. Jimmy G. So Derek Carr heads to the Saints. Jimmy G heads from the 49ers to the Raiders, 3 years, 67. Same guy, almost.
Same guy.
However, a lot of people are talking about the fact that Jimmy G was catered to in that offense in San Francisco. It'll be interesting to see what he does outside of there. But now he's got Devontae Adams, but he's got health issues also. So
and now he has the bunny ranch.
He's got the bunny ranch, and he's that guy. Yeah.
So that's where he quoted that. I can't wait to visit the bunny ranch. Well, we know where that team's going next year. If this guy's talking about the fucking bunny ranch already.
Yes.
All that money he's saving on taxes by living in Vegas, he's going to the bunny ranch.
You know where it's going. Single guy. Oh, good. All right.
If I own the bunny ranch, I'm making the Jimmy G suite right now. Right now, I'm making that suite.
What a fantastic business decision there. Jacoby Brissett becomes your Washington Commanders quarterback, maybe. Just depending on where they're headed. They had been talked about for Lamar Jackson, but apparently no more. Baker Mayfield, the Yeast, goes to his 73rd team in 3 years. Goes to the Bucks. 1 year, it's worth up to $8.5 million. Did you see that meme that I sent, or the like? It's kind of like the memory when Baker Mayfield talked shit about the Giants picking Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
now who's got the contract now? I don't know what to make of the Bucks this year. Leonard Fournette is gone. Not that that's a big loss, but you're going from Tom Brady, no matter the age, to Baker Mayfield. I don't know. Evan, the receivers are not going to be used to Ducks, because they're just diving into the grass and turf. Any other quarterback stuff? Gardner Minshew went to the Colts. Andy Dalton went to the Panthers. Heineke. I got a friend of mine who's a Commanders fan. Heineke goes to the Falcons, and Commanders fan is pissed. He's like, why would we get rid of Heineke and bring on Jacoby Brissett? Not a knock against Brissett, but Heineke was doing fine. The excitement in Commanders games was him.
Yeah, how many times did we say it? They get a brand new shiny new quarterback. He gets hurt or he fails. They bring in Heineke, and he leads them to 5 straight wins. Every year, it was the same. They were
almost beat the Bucks that year.
Remember, they were the shit in the NFC East. They were like, "Oh, that team's out. That is a 3-team race now." And then Heineke comes in, and they're back in it. So it's like, why do you get rid of that guy for Jacoby Brissett? Yeah, that's another team that needs to be sold immediately.
All right. Sam Darnold goes to the 49ers. Okay.
Yeah, who
They
is
have
he?
they
Is
have three
he
guys now.
starting? Is he starting? Who's starting that
I
team
don't
this year?
who the hell's gonna start. Nobody knows what's going on. They got three possible starters. Now I guess. Jameis Winston continues on with the Saints as a backup. I don't know why. The I don't know. I
Why
guess he's
not?
just comfortable there.
I
Uh,
guess so.
Moving on, running back Josh Jacobs. We talked about this last week. Saquon, Zeke.
Oh.
Everybody, little sad faces.
Bye. See ya. Have a nice day, future Hall of Famer or whatever the hell you were. Everyone was yapping about you for the last fucking 5 years.
I wonder who's gonna take a shot on him, take a chance on him.
You know what though? This might be bad for us though, us Giants fans, because now they're going to be
Well,
desperate. They might get themselves a Derrick Henry or a Josh Jacobs or go after someone like that. But they still got Dak at quarterback, so it don't matter. As long as
nope.
as long as he's quarterback and we're in good shape.
And to be honest with you, Pollard, even if they stick with Pollard, is an upgrade.
Oh yeah, Pollard has
Oh
always been better. I've been saying
yeah,
this since 2 years. I've been saying that he's been better. Goodbye,
but he's
Steve.
not.
Hey,
He's
you know
not
what?
Jerry's favorite.
I'll take the Ewok if he wants to come for the league minimum, a 1 year deal, but he's only allowed to run from the 5 yard line. I'm good
That's
with
it.
that. I'm good with that. He'll score 10 touchdowns for us easily if he's just
I'm in.
inside the 5. Come on, I'll stop calling you a fat Ewok if you get on the Giants.
Just Ewok.
Or just fat, one or the other.
So all right. Miles Sanders goes to the Panthers. And then
Good deal.
what did you say?
Good deal for them.
Yeah. I read one guy's column that said that Miles Sanders is about to be exposed because he generally did well behind the Eagles' offensive line. We'll see. Now's the time to shine. But he got a 4-year deal. So now David Montgomery goes from the Bears to the Lions. Jamal Williams leaves the Lions and goes to the Saints on a 3-year deal. And then Deontay Foreman signs with the Bears to back up. And that was kind of like the same situation is with Dallas. I thought Khalil Herbert is better than Montgomery.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Okay. And then so now Herbert becomes a starter. Montgomery leaves. Madison resigns with Madison's fine just being the backup to the often injured guy.
By the way, how angry is Saquon right now? Zeke getting cut and he's gonna end up taking a lot less money. It screws his
He does.
big money chances. He should have took our whatever we offered him. He would have had his money.
I still think they'll work something out. And I think we talked about what was that? Who was it? Was it Chubb? We talked about this last week. How Chubb took, it was a $5 or $6 million the first year, to help cap stuff. So hopefully, and then the Giants brought back Breida, on a 1-year deal, and just looking to see James Robinson goes to the Patriots. And then so here down here, it became, and we'll get into some of the Dolphin stuff, but it became everybody's coming to the Dolphins now, and it became it became every Saquon was going to the Dolphins. What's the name from the Vikings? Was going to be traded to the yeah. What's his name?
I can't think of his name either.
Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin.
Yeah,
I was going to say Cook, but that didn't sound right.
Yeah. So Dalvin Cook, and there was a AFC team out there that was looking to grab him, and all of a sudden it was the Dolphins. That was all the talk. It was nauseating here. Derrick Henry's coming to the Dolphins, and you know what they did? They re-signed all 3 running backs that they had last year.
Yep.
So we'll see how that works out for them. Wide receivers, we'll get through them. Jacoby Myers heads to the Raiders, 3 years, 33. that was done right before they traded Darren Waller to the Giants. Thank you for that. Timmy, we gave up the third rounder that we already got from the Chiefs earlier to the end of last year.
I love it.
So obviously they need to replace that. Jacoby Myers Law Firm says, Terzio, my ex-wife is going to the Dolphins, he says. Look, I didn't see that. Aaron Rodgers going to any Knicks or Rangers games. Don't think so. He'll go out there. Not maybe not a Rangers game because he's not able to sit on the floor with the bright light, shining above him. Juju Smith goes to the Patriots. What do you think about those two deals? We talked about wanting Juju.
I thought the Chiefs were going to keep him. I mean,
Yeah.
he's not a number one. I didn't think he's a number two, to be quite honest with you. But he goes to the Patriots, and he's a number one now. He's a number one in that offense.
Mm-hmm.
And Devin Robinson's a good deal, but I was like, wow, I can't believe the Chiefs didn't. But you know what? The Chiefs, I hate to fucking admit it, but I have to say it. They don't care who's at wide receiver.
No.
It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. They're going to throw in any three scrubs, and they're going to turn him into a superstar this year. That's
It's
just
like
Mahomes
the
doing what he
Rays.
does.
The Rays of
Yeah.
baseball.
Yeah,
It doesn't
it's
matter
just
out
like,
there.
well, let's throw any receiver in there. They're going to be a superstar. So you know what? Good deal for both teams, I guess.
Yeah.
What was the other one? What was the other one you said?
That was Jacoby Myers went to the Raiders.
Nah, he's on the Raiders. Whatever.
He get the exact same deal as Juju. 3 for 33. Michael Thomas resigned with the Saints, and he's super excited to go. If that Saints offense could be dangerous, especially if he's back healthy. Terzio says Edwin Diaz just posted on Instagram. I saw that a little while ago. Everything's going good. See you next year.
Everything's not going good. If it was going good,
the surgery went fine.
He'd be pitching.
Same room. No, well, Rendon is going to pitch. He's not
this is
done
what
for the year,
he
right?
had to take a shot. He had to take a shot. So you know what that means, right? This is going to be me. See, tells you, I was waiting for one Yankee shot. That's all you had, and you've already taken it. So now every time I'm going to blow those trumpets all fucking year long. I can't wait. All year I'm blowing those trumpets all year long.
Terzio has one of these too. There it is.
And I'm going to laugh and laugh. I love it. I love it. I love it.
You see,
my condolences. Why? That's a legitimate thing. What? That wasn't a shot.
Oh, that wasn't a shot.
That was not Frank.
Timmy's not an asshole Yankee fan.
Talk to Steve, Frank. I even said to him, I'm against major league players in the WBC. I'm against it because this is what happens when you got a 3-team race in that division right now. The Braves got a lot better. Phillies got a lot better. The Mets can't. All 3 teams can't lose a key player like that.
No.
And he's still taking shots. He's still taking shots.
Watch it, Dave. Don't come over here. Dave's here trying to rile you up now, Timmy.
He ain't gonna rile me up. He can't rile me
all
up.
right. We talked about Alan Lazard. That became part of the wish list. He gets 4 for 44. 4 for 44. Paris Campbell signs today with the Giants. Minimal deal, 1 year, $3 million. What are your thoughts on that? We talked about this earlier in our chat.
Can't hurt.
Nope.
Look, he's another guy with injuries. That's why it's a 1-year deal. Can't hurt. Give him a shot. See what happens.
The good thing with him is he had his healthiest season last year,
and he's tough.
And
he's a tough receiver, which I like too.
I saw that showing the highlights, and I remember it after I saw it that one catch. Here's Dave with his half empty or quarter full. He caught over 3 of our receivers. Sterling Shepard, Robert Woods signs with Texans 2 for 15. Braxton Berrios, he comes home to Miami. Little guy who, when he was with the Canes, we all thought he was going to be the next Wes Welker. We're like, that's a Patriots guy. Welker's getting old. This guy's going to come over the middle for the next 10 years. Did not happen. Tight ends. Evan Ingram gets tagged. Never thought that he'd be worth it, but here he is. One for 11.
Wasted their tag on that idiot. I can't believe it.
Robert Tonyan goes to the Bears. They team him up with what's his name? Komet.
The Bears making moves, huh? Making moves.
They are. Because they brought in well that was do we talk about that last week or that happened afterwards?
It happened afterwards.
Oh, time is like so they get that haul for the number one pick, and they pry away what's his name? DJ Moore. Who had really good seasons. Evan Ingram top 5 tight end last year. Yes,
No.
we said it.
Yeah, we knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, we said it. Stop with the one more hit, Joey Gallo's brother.
Nothing he says bothers me. It doesn't matter. He's Fugazi.
Hey, Fugazi Fugazi. Who's he? It's a whatsy.
But I will say one thing though. You want to know why your stupid trumpets will never be the greatest closer entrance? I'll tell you why right now. Because for 2 years that guy used that entrance and no one gave a shit because he sucked. All of a sudden he's good and it's the fucking greatest entrance of all time. I don't think so. I was at 3 games where that trumpet started and everyone was like this. Only the Puerto Ricans were up dancing. Everyone else was like, boo, boo, this sucks. He sucks. This sucks. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, that's the greatest entrance in the history of mankind, wrestling and baseball. So shut up, Terzia.
Oh, he brought wrestling into it too.
Oh, I don't care. Whatever.
All right. Looking at a couple of other deals, the 49ers beef up that defense more with Javon Hargrave. He gets 4 for 80 again.
Philly's getting weaker is always good.
That's right. Dalvin Tomlinson, he gets a big deal with Cleveland, 4 for 57. Again, not sure on the guarantee. That's not on here, and you guys can all go look that up yourselves. Fletcher Cox, he was leaving, now he's staying.
Same thing with Slay.
And Slay was gone. Now did he sign a 3-year deal?
He signed
3-year extension.
I think so. 3 years.
Yeah. All right. So talk about Bradbury stayed. Bradbury stayed with them 3 for 38. Jamel Dean stays with the Bucks for 4 for 52. What do you think about the moves the Giants have made on defense?
Yeah, what's his name? I can't pronounce his name. How do you pronounce his name? Okafor?
No, but yes, it's close.
Something like that. However the hell you pronounce it. Hey, 26 years old. Again, these are all deals that are not gonna hurt really. These are all good, solid. Instead, we need a middle linebacker. See, I'm to the point where in the first round of the draft, I don't want a wide receiver. I want to get another linebacker or start filling that guard positions. I like the moves they made so far. I mean, I know Dave doesn't because Dave doesn't like anything they do because he's a hater. But the Waller trade
is like Rodgers. He needs bright lights. He needs glitz. He needs the glamour. What are you crying over, Zeke? What is this tears? What is sad face over Zeke?
He's mad because I was right all year and how he sucks. That's all. That's all. No, but the Waller trade was great. It's a 3rd round pick that didn't belong to us anyway. A low 3rd. He's hurt all the time, but still, it's a low risk move. And when he's playing, he's fucking on, man. That dude's gonna be fantastic for us. He's probably gonna be Daniel Jones' number 1 target.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
And
now he's got 3 safety blankets. He's got Saquon. He's got Waller. He's got Bellinger. Bellinger, when his eye is good, even afterwards, he played well. So can't wait for Pollard to scrub it up and Zeke to blow up in Buffalo.
He's not going to Buffalo.
There's a
He can't go out in the snow. He wears half-cut shirts. He can't go in the snow. He'll melt.
Pollard's not gonna. Well, listen, don't have us. I'm not rooting for anybody on the Cowboys. I don't want Pollard to do well. So
yeah, I hope Pollard does suck. I really hope he sucks because now he's the number one guy in Dallas. So yeah,
I hope all of them suck. Did he interrupt? He interrupted you again.
Yeah,
I can't believe this Dave guy.
It's all right.
His negativity.
Well, we re-signed Slayton again. Whatever. Shepard. Whatever. I wouldn't have signed him personally. Said I like him, but he's just hurt too much. Waller trade I love. The middle linebacker, whatever his last name is, I love. Who else did?
Slayton was 2 for 12, by the way.
That's okay. That's not a bad deal.
Yeah.
Shepard was what? 1, right? 1 for
1.1 or 1 for 1.3. It's the veteran minimum.
Yeah, that's fine. I can take that risk because you while you want to get Daniel Jones new weapons, you also got to give him a couple familiar faces to throw to.
Yeah, and Slayton to actually catch some of these balls that get thrown his way.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's an off-season deal. You already saw Waller is already there. They met yesterday, and then now Waller he's got a chip on his shoulder now. Gets traded after that whole thing.
His father was a Giants fan.
Father was a Giants fan. Yep.
So that's a good motivation right there. And what's his name? The tackle we signed, Shabazz Rocky Johnson Peterson, whatever the fuck his name was. Yeah. I don't know. I forget his name.
Just had it. I went past it. Rakeem Nunez Roches.
I knew it was something like that. Yeah. I was close. I was close.
Look at Dave. My God, we're gonna ignore the hate, the Daniel Jones hate. We're just gonna.
Well, it's like we said. Dave, off the air, we said it. If the Giants win the Super Bowl, not only are you getting your tattoo, but you're not allowed to buy merchandise. You're not allowed to celebrate. Nothing. You're banned. You're officially banned. Except for the tattoo.
You out.
Except for the tattoo. You can't root for their victory. You can't come to the parade. Nothing, because I'll hunt you down at that parade. I'll throw a bag over your head and throw you.
Chargers. I didn't see this. I don't know why I missed this, but there's a safety on Chargers. Nasir Adderley. He's retiring at the age of 25.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Why injuries?
After just four seasons.
That's what the Chargers do to you.
He said, I don't know if he has something that he's not talking about, but he says my health is above everything and everyone around me knows that. My purpose involves spending more time with loved ones, business ownership, and chasing my passion of true liberation.
True liberation. All right.
Whatever that means. I don't know. Maybe he means going out and owning his own business. I don't know. You know how quotes, you read things and it sounds weird, but they leave some stuff out or whatever. But anyway, no concussions for him. Not from football anyway. All right, let's get into do we miss any of the big signings?
I don't think so.
I think we're good. I already love Darren Waller's wife. Good sense of humor.
Cashing Josh McDaniels pretty bad.
Yes, because he wasn't invited.
Which is awesome. That was actually pretty funny already.
And if that's true, that he leaked that they were getting married when they were trying to keep it, on the down low, that's rough, man.
That's also like, why? Like, what do you get out of that? Like, what do you? I don't. It doesn't make any sense. I don't make that. Maybe he's just crazy from working on the Belichick for so many years.
doesn't matter what I say. Dave's got to go the opposite way.
He's
She's
a
cringed
hater.
most time. That's fine,
He's
but
a hater. He's
she
a
endears
hater.
herself to Giants fans.
He's a closet Commander fan.
All right, I want to get into a couple of things in the NBA. First, John Morant. We all know what's been going on with him. Instagram with the guns. He went to a I forgot exactly what they called it. Some
I
type of
I
a
I, I
treatment.
love every meme and TikTok that's come out about him so far. Every one of
The
them has
I
made me
think my
laugh.
favorite is what's his
White man
name
can't
from
jump.
White Man
White.
Can't Jump.
I'm going to my car. Get my other gun. Shoot everybody's ass. I love that. That one and the one from Above the Rim, above the Tupac movie, Above the Rim, where
Oh,
he's gonna shoot the kid at the basketball court.
yes.
That's who he's pulling the gun out. I was like, this is fantastic.
Uh, all right. So, he went into it's some type of a clinic, and the NBA needed to do something, so they say we're going to suspend him for 8 games. But basically, it's time served. So he's he's eligible to come back on Monday, just in time for the playoff push. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Uh, I think if this happened earlier in the year, they would have made a bigger example out of him, maybe. But I don't know. He had he did an interview with what's his name? My God, my mind is going blank. Anyway, he had an interview. He did an interview on ESPN, talking about how. I mean, what is he going to say? The gun wasn't mine. That kind of thing. That's what everybody says. It wasn't mine. He's not that type of a guy. And we'll see if some garbage like this happens again. Then they'll a little bit more harsh. But here's my question to you, Timmy. Stephen A. Smith, I thought had a good point, and we've talked about it on this show countless times. But his point was that if he's not surrounding himself with the right people, which is including his dad follows him around to every single game, and he's seeing this stuff, and nobody says, "Hey, maybe you shouldn't do that." That's some of the trouble of bringing an entourage with you when you get famous. So do you think it's obviously it's got to start somewhere if he's going to be successful here? Does it start with him, or does it start with the people he's surrounding himself with?
Well,
Because that could
both,
be powerful. Yeah.
both. He's gonna have to man up, become a. You can't take. I don't what is his background though. He wasn't really a ghetto kid, right? Though I heard he was like
Mm-mm.
a. So that's why I don't understand. Where's all this coming from? Who
Yeah.
are these guys that all of a sudden they think they're a group of gangsters? It's not like the Aaron Hernandez thing where Aaron Hernandez was a thug, had nothing but thug friends, and took all his thugs with him to the NFL and never got out of that life. If this kid grew up, prep schools and then yeah, something's definitely he took a left turn somewhere.
That's the other meme, the Eminem
Yeah, and yeah, that was another
8
one.
Mile.
I watched that like 10 times. That was fucking great. Um, but yeah, like you said, the father. What are you doing, Dad? Like you want to see your kid succeed, not flash guns on planes or whatever on Instagram. I mean, you're going to cost this kid his career. It's yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. But I said I don't understand. He's a prep school. You want to be the ghetto gangster?
Maybe it's I was being the rebel. But yeah, but
I
you're right.
I would rather be boring and rich than the
Yes.
rebel and in jail
Yes.
and in jail. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And you're ruining it for the fans coming out there. Fans have already paid for these tickets. Now you're suspended. But we'll see what goes on here. But now he's got to they said once he comes back, he's eligible. He's not going to come back right away. They're going to get him back into game shape and whatnot. Currently, they still have the 3 seed. So this is what I'm saying is that they punished him without punishing him the way that it could have gone down if it was halfway through the year. They could have gone 20 games. But who's leaking all this stuff too? Like, okay, that was him. I think it was on his own. But like the video of him at the strip club, it's got to be one of your boys, right? And it gets leaked out somewhere, and they're probably getting paid. So
it could be a Kevin Hart situation. One of his good friends leaked
right,
that, tried to bribe him. Tried to pretend it wasn't him, tried to bribe him, and cost him a marriage.
yep.
Well, almost cost him a marriage. But yeah, you never know. You never know what these guys are doing.
Yeah, Dave, you are absolutely right. I did remember seeing that. I didn't know it was 42. I thought it was in the 30s. But no matter what, if he doesn't make an All NBA team, then the max deal that he can sign is, I guess, it's $42 million less than what he originally could have.
Jesus,
Dums.
That's insane. It is insane. That's why.
All right.
That's why I get fascinated by the Aaron Hernandez thing all the time. I'm fascinated by that story because it's like, really,
It's
like,
real wild.
he never got out of that. Even from Miami, and before that, they knew he was a troublemaker. But Belichick took a shot, and nice shot, idiot.
Tebow couldn't turn him around.
No, as I said, some of these kids, when they, I want to get out of here. I want to get out of the ghetto. I want to get out of this. I want to get out. Then leave the people behind that you're trying to get away from. You don't bring them with you when you're making millions of dollars. That's right. I said shot.
You got to decide. You got to prioritize.
Yeah, you don't bring them with you. Oh, these are the guys I'm trying to get rid of. Let me bring them now that I'm making millions of dollars and I can afford guns and this and jewelry that you're not supposed to be wearing out in public and stuff like that. It's insane.
Yeah. All right. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about was Anthony Davis again.
Oh,
sitting out. Sitting out is ridiculous.
In the playoff
sitting
run.
out back. So last time that we spoke about this, he sat out a game that they won. Thankfully for them that they won. And that was what was, I said, about 22 games to go. So now we're looking at about 8 or 9 games to go, and you are not cleared to play you're not cleared to play a back-to-back. There's about 8, like I said, 8 games left. They did move from 13 to the 13th seed to the 9th seed, right? In the time that Anthony Davis was taking lead, they brought in some of those shooters at the trade deadline. So they were moving on up. Then came yesterday, back end of a back-to-back. He sits. They lose to the second worst team in the NBA, the Houston Rockets, and now they fall back to the 10 seed. They have to do everything to protect Mr. Glass. That sucks, though. I mean, why can't he play? Why can't he be a presence and play 15 to 20 minutes and not take the entire game off? If you have to restrict him, give him a minutes restriction.
I don't even agree with that. 9 games to go. You play 9 games. Yep. I don't care if they're 9 days in a row. It's the playoff push. You're making how much money? Play 9 days in a row. I dare you. I dare you.
See, you got that, and then you got right there in your backyard at Madison Square Garden, Mr. Randolph played in every single game this year. And he's under contract. It's not like he's going to be a free agent after this year. It's not like he's trying to get out of there. I mean, they talked about trading him, which thank God they did not. Dave says because most likely they'll be in the play-in, so they'll have a long playoff, and they will need him for everything.
What's a play-in?
But if you haven't kept up with basketball in the last few years, there's a play-in tournament for seeds 7 through 10. So at the end of the year, 7 and 8 play each other to determine who's the 7 seed.
Okay.
The loser of that game plays the winner of the 9-10 seed.
And what? Why is this in place? Like, why is this a thing? Why are
More
we
money, more
playing fucking
excitement.
ring around the rosy kids games bullshit?
9 and 10 has never been a part of the playoffs, so it's money, money, money. Let's get some more playoff potential here. Um,
They're ruining sports, man. All these
but
I'm sorry, all these new every sport I'm saying, not just basketball.
yeah.
All these new bullshit rules to satisfy the little not the real fans, the fly by night fans is ridiculous.
Well, this is money. This is money based. I don't even know who. I mean, I don't. Well, here's the whole deal of it. The Lakers are 34 and 36. So they're literally 2 games out of the 6th seed. But they're perfectly happy just being in the play-in tournament that they could be eliminated after one loss, be in there and done. And then you got a team like Golden State. We've talked about this. They are great at home, but they are 7-28 on the road. And they have, of their last, I think, 12 games, 8 of them are on the road. So, red flag for them. The Lakers should be attempting to move ahead there. Slackers. But I mean, Dave's. I don't know. If I'm an owner.
Oh, started with the bubble. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember now. You jog my memory.
But they were right. The 7 or 8 seed can afford to lose one game, but why not move up 2 games and be the 6th seed? Yeah, that's my point.
They should have left us in the bubble.
Right. So and if they're the 10 seed, which they are right now, then they're not even home for that game that they could potentially lose and be done. So stop thinking so far ahead. Get into a position where you can succeed potentially.
You know what they should do? Sack races to who gets in the playoffs. 7, 8, 9, and
Your
10.
favorites.
Sack race. Who gets in? That's it.
You can't play the long game if you get eliminated in the short game.
Exactly. Anything that came with COVID should go, including the ghost runner at second base in baseball.
Ghost runner for sure. This thing had been talked about since like 2015. So
right.
they took the shot to implement it then. But they're also talking about doing a tournament, a mid-season tournament next year. But I can't. I don't remember. It's gonna hurt my head.
Dave's into my sack race idea.
Yes.
Come on. You know that's a thing, Dave. You know that's a legitimate way to end a game.
My son hated that. Let's see if he walks over. But every field day, he hated. One year, his shoe fell off in the sack, and he furious.
Yeah, but seeing a 400-pound lineman try to go 50 yards in one is fun.
That's great. That's awesome. Dave said you sold me when only the O lineman can do it. That's it. That's
the fattest lineman. The fattest lineman.
And you had some thoughts on what Jimmy Butler said with the Heat when he said he didn't give a shit, or what? I didn't give a.
Yeah, I said, what a great team player he is. What a great guy you are, Jimmy Butler. I said it. This league, man, I can't get behind these guys.
It's so funny. It used to be everything. All the jokes were Knicks related. Now the Knicks are the team they're playing the most games together. They're got the continuity together, and Jimmy Bucket's frustrated. Yeah, Dave, I and that's Pat Riley. It's time to go. Time to
wrap it up.
Hang him up. All right. So that is. Oh, I saw this right before we went on, and I wrote it down because it was a crazy kind of story. Has nothing to do with any sports. Has to do with Family Feud.
Okay. Now we're talking.
So it's this. So Family Feud. This guy is on there. It was family. It looked like all guys. So maybe it was guys and whatever thing. But the question was, the top whatever things you regret doing on your wedding night.
Anal.
I don't think that was it, but his answer was saying I do. And then he joked, and it was number 2. It was number 2 on the thing. So Steve Harvey was like, you know how he like leans in and he says, you know you're in trouble when you go home.
You're damn
Guess
right.
what? The wife is dead, and he is the main suspect.
Get the hell out of here.
I shit you not.
I love reality TV. I love shit like that. That shit fascinates me.
Wow, and there's a TikTok of it where I saw it. Undoing his braids mid-game, blasting Nickelback after a loss. I know.
Listen, everyone.
At
least one Nickelback song. At least one.
You could do one.
Everyone does. I don't want to hear that bullshit. Nickelback hatred is an internet fad, and everyone fell for it.
It's a little out of control.
I like them. They don't bother me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go rush to see them in concert, but I dig a couple of their songs. No March Madness talk? We could talk March Madness.
No, I have that. I have
It's 137 teams to go, and we'll see what happens.
There it is. All right. Hold on. I'm going to be able to pull this up. This way, you know, Dave says I love Nickelback.
That's right.
Here we go. Let me grab this and I'll pull it up. This is the huge upset from this afternoon. I don't know if you saw it, Timmy.
Southeastern Compton Rec State.
Yeah, Princeton 15 seed. So I saw some gambling thing, of course. But they said don't put any money on any teams lower than an 11 seed. So 11 is where the upsets happen. So the one I'm about to show is a 13 upsetting a 4. Dave is mentioning 15 upsetting a 2, and there's only like 8% perfect brackets left. And it's just started today.
That's my favorite thing about March Madness is the brackets, because that one upset, everyone goes.
That's it. It's all over.
There goes that 500
like 20
bucks.
some odd million.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't parlay March Madness with the fuck. All right, let me bring this up because this is what March Madness is. This is whoops. There we go. March Madness is you live for these wild finishes, and so let's watch this. So you got number 13 Furman down by 3 to number 4 Virginia here.
Furman. It's like a real place.
There we go.
What a defensive force he can be.
Look at that guy.
Yeah, you got to take care of the ball against the pressure you're going to see is the most important thing here. Get it in cleanly, handle the initial trap that you're going to get, and then...
Let me pause this and get this ad out of the way here. So he hits the free throw, and this is
that you're going to get,
where we go from here.
And then make free throws if you force them to foul.
The Cavaliers are playing with 4 guards, and the 4 guards out there, along with Cedric, are their best free throw shooters.
Clark in a straight jacket.
Oh, he didn't need to do that.
He threw it away. He Badis.
What a shot.
Goosebumps.
Timeout, Virginia. Did we just see what we think we just saw? Wow!
I'm going to show that just that one part again.
Wait. I go ahead. I want to go back.
Where do you want to go?
No, go. Play it again.
Okay.
Play it again. I'll go back to that. Go ahead.
I didn't go far
Guards
enough.
out there, along with Cedric, are their best.
Just take the foul there.
Clark in a straight jacket.
What are we doing?
He threw it away.
And that's an NBA 3 right there.
Yes.
Furman leads. Timeout, Virginia. Did we just see what we think we just saw? Wow!
Let's pause right there. Oh, can you go back to that those guys celebrating? Go back a little bit to those guys celebrating and watch.
See what we think we just saw? Wow!
Right here. Look at these guys. Look at this group of guys right here. You got like the little leprechaun guy. You got a mullet. You got the guy from 1980. You got the nerd. Where is Furman? Where is this school?
Oh, let's look it up. Where
It's got to be a white state. It's got to be a white, like all white people state, right?
Furman
Look at the mullet on
University.
this dude hugging the leprechaun.
South Carolina.
Play it just like another second. Watch the mullet when he turns around. The guy on the right.
Oh
Look
yeah.
at that. Look at that. If that's not a Klan rally right there. Look at the fat guy on the left with the beard, the leprechaun. That right there is a Klan. That's a Klan rally, my friend. That's a Klan rally right there. I'm not rooting for Furman.
What is he thinking? What is he thinking?
Take the freaking foul. Because the worst comes to worst, the ball's at the other end of the court. You take the foul. You heave it up.
He throws Patrick Mahomes out there. He thought he was.
Wow, that was
Rule
insane.
number 1: don't leave the ball up in the court blindly. That's right, Dave.
That is one of my. I do like I said, March Madness for stuff like this. I love hearing the upsets, and like that kid's face was like, oh my god, we just lost to Furman.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
we're done.
Number 4, you busted your ass all year.
And you lost to Purple Furman.
Purple.
And the Klansman in the audience. You got the mullet, the leprechaun, the fat guy. You got them all out there. Furman.
This is March. All right.
Can we parlay a bet? Furman makes the Final Four.
that would get us some money.
I'm gonna go on my.
Who was
my
bold
gambling
enough
site.
to put Furman on a serious?
I will put $10 that Furman makes the Final Four just for the joke.
Oh yeah, no, now, but like who? I want to see those 8%. Are they just blindly putting stuff in? Somebody put Furman.
They're women who pick by the color of the uniforms and stuff, and the name. Oh, I like their name better.
What show was that? What show was that? The
SNL. SNL did it.
Was
Remember
it
SNL did it with Amy Poehler
with the
with a bear would
tigers and bear. Yeah,
yeah.
That was it. That was it. All right. I don't necessarily want to go into this conversation, but we shall.
We shall. Until
We shall.
gone. You know, I would tell him next time I'm a little offended that he thinks I was taking a shot. I wasn't taking a shot.
He doesn't know you well enough, Timmy. He doesn't know you're. He doesn't know you're not a Dave.
He's been watching us for over like 2 years. He should know us by now.
He's hurt. We're all hurt. All right. So Edwin Diaz, that game, by the way, was fantastic. I watched it. I don't want World Baseball Classic to happen this time of year. And
me too.
I know.
Agree.
I know that there's a lot of people that say the mega players shouldn't play. We talked about this on the Put in the Book show, and that's a good idea, but they won't get the ratings, so they're never going to go that route. I don't think. My thought is you take it, and every 4 years you stick it in November, and the players make up their minds whether or not they want to play for their country or sign a new contract with a new baseball team. That's number 1. And number 2, cancel the winter balls.
Yeah.
Those 4 years. Cancel the winter balls. I mean, don't free agents play winter ball? So if they're really gung ho about playing for their country, do that. So my thought is don't be fragile. It was his first injury. Jeez, 7 years. 7 years into his career.
It was a dumb one. Listen,
and it's a fluke.
The guy didn't want to jump.
Mets fan.
He was happy. He was happy celebrating, and they were like, "No, you got to jump for this." He's like, "I don't want to jump." No.
He was walking, hands
up. They're
up.
practically making him jump, and they fucking shattered the guy's leg. I'd be more pissed at Team Puerto Rico than I would anything else.
And you saw Lindor. Lindor down on one knee. He knew something.
No, I knew. Not only when his brother was crying, there was one right in the beginning where I don't know who it was, but one guy said to a guy in the dugout, and the guy in the dugout like this, like he just like I saw the look on his face. I was like, "That's not good. That's not good."
The one shot that made it look worse than what it was when they picked him up. He wasn't wasn't like in agony of tears. He was screaming at them, "Put him down, put me down," because immediately they put him back down.
Yeah.
But like some of the pictures that they use for the articles have him like that, like he's writhing in pain. He's like, "No, motherfucker, put me down."
Yeah, and then they try to pick his legs up, like carry him completely.
Yes.
He's like, "No, don't touch
No,
my
get me
leg."
down.
He's like, "Don't touch my leg."
So
No, you don't want to see like joking around, Mets, Yankees, whatever.
Mhm.
You don't want to see anybody hurt like that out for a year, especially. And I said it before to Terzio, you're in the middle of a 3-team race right now. Phillies got better, Braves got better. You can't lose a player like this. So
Yeah.
it's a rough thing for you guys, and it's just something that they have to look at. I like the idea of playing in November too. You play in
Yeah.
the hot states. You play in the, you play in
That's what they
Puerto
do now
Rico.
anyway.
You play in the hot
Yeah.
countries. You play whatever. Why not just do that? Why
It's
do you have to
Miami
play
and
it
Phoenix
right
here.
before the season? Because God forbid if there's an injury, well, not this, because he would have been out a year no matter what. If there's an injury, you have until spring training to get better. I just think it makes more sense.
Well, no, this is an 8-month thing. He's only out for the year because
Well, that's what I meant. I meant no matter this injury, no matter what, you would have been screwed either way. November, it didn't matter. But even little injuries, I'm saying, you get hurt in November, you still got time to get back to spring training. This was a fluke, end of the year kind of thing. So there's nothing you could have done.
Yeah. So, so that's the deal with that. The good thing is with the Mets and how they built their team, they have 3 or 4 different options actually, but it's not the same as Edwin Diaz. They have Robertson
Mentally
and
too,
right. Well, Robertson did well with Philly last year, helping them get to the World Series. And then they picked up that guy from Tampa, the lefty. He's closed some games. So
I heard
they have
Zach Britton. You guys might bring in Zach Britton too.
they were originally going to his thing anyway, but I think they'll just throw the money at him at this point and just have another option. The where a lot of I listened to some of the New York radio today, Carton and those guys. I heard them likening this to something that you went through, Rivera shagging flat. Now he was doing things that they normally do. Is not Edwin Diaz playing in this tournament, but remember he tore his ACL shagging fly balls.
Yep.
And the Yankees won 95 games. Now I'm not comparing the two. I'm not saying Diaz is Rivera. So don't everybody out there and Dave don't come at me. What I am saying is that if you can piece together with some guys, you can still do damage, but then comes playoff time and you want that lockdown guy, and the Mets don't have him right now. So it was a big edge that the Mets had in it that, like, if you think about the Dodgers closer, who is it really anymore? Presley in Houston, like he's not a sexy name. Nah, Chapman is available for the Long Island
Ducks.
What are they? Ducks.
Didn't he sign with somebody? He signed with somebody, didn't he?
Did he?
I thought.
Yeah, a minor league deal, right?
Yeah, I think he signed with somebody. I want to say a National League team. I could be wrong. Then again, I could be
the
right.
Royals.
The Royals.
Yeah. I never knew his nickname was the Missile.
Yeah, the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Cuban thing. Yeah.
Cuban Missile Crisis.
All right. So, and then outside of that, let me pull up the. I have right here the next up for the United States. And look, even before this, we talked about in the Put in the Book show. The Mets' whole infield is in the World Baseball Classic. It's screwing with everything.
Yep.
Screwing with everything. All right. So I know that the United States is going to play Venezuela on Saturday down here in Miami. And the winner of that game goes on to play Cuba. Italy's gone.
Cuba. Oh, my Piazza's gone.
Italy, Piazza, Matt Harvey, done. Steve Cohen was there. I don't know when he decided to up and leave to go to Japan and check out Otani today, but that's obviously that's going to fuel some speculation. Tomorrow is this what's today's date? Okay, so tomorrow is Puerto Rico and Mexico, then the United States and Venezuela on Saturday, and then winner of Puerto Rico and Mexico plays Japan. Winner of USA plays and Venezuela plays Cuba, and then Cuba, USA, speaking that out there, plays against the winner of Japan and Puerto Rico, Mexico, and then the championship is on Tuesday. Everything from here on out is in Florida. Cheers, Dave. We did a little 316 cheers before. Baseball's 2 weeks away. Opening day. Where do the Yankees? They play. Who do they open up against?
We play Phillies. We play like all National League teams in the beginning, like really weird teams they're opening up against.
It's gonna be a very interesting year.
Yeah, it's a weird schedule this year.
To get used to this new deal.
I had it right here somewhere.
They are opening against the Giants.
The Giants. I knew it was a National League team.
Okay, so they open up the Yankees open up at home. Giants and Phillies. You were there.
I was close.
And then they head to Baltimore and Cleveland. So that's their first 4 series.
So we should be 16-0.
There it is. And then the Mets. The good thing about the Mets is that they play their first 2 series is against domed teams. So you got 4 games set in Miami, and then they go to Milwaukee, and then they head to New York for Miami and San Diego.
Wow, you guys might be 16-0 start the year. With those guys playing the Marlins fucking 7 times already.
Well, but they got that one dude Alcantara and the other dude Lopez. Those 2 guys are no joke on the mound, man. And the pitchers at the beginning of the year, I might be making excuses already, but pitchers at the beginning of the year are ahead of are typically ahead of the hitters.
They'll look good in pinstripes one day. They will.
Well, let's just start splitting them.
Yeah, the Marlins are our farm team, so let's just get
Hey, they traded us Delgado once upon a time. In division.
Piazza.
In division. Thank you. Piazza for Preston Wilson.
Yeah. Good fucking deal.
So the Mets actually play 8 straight days, which is very rare to open up a season. There's usually days off for rainouts and snow and that kind of stuff. So maybe they can.
That means that people are going to start taking days off. So, I can't play 2 games in a row. Sorry.
Yeah, right.
Can't do it. I can't play.
The baseball players will never imagine that.
Can't imagine.
I mean,
that.
You got a guy like just because it comes to mind, Lindor broke his finger on his throwing hand and missed one game. He played 161 games last year.
What are hockey players? Broken noses. They get hit in the jugular.
Sticks
Like
to the mouth.
I'm good. I can play.
Slice their throat.
Yeah, they just put a guard right here and they keep playing. Why can't they all be like hockey players?
Jazz Chisholm. What's the release date on the show?
It's the 28th for normal people, 24th for people like me who I got the Derek Jeter version.
I'm getting the Derek Jeter one. I'm not supporting Jazz Chisholm.
Well, you know what it is. I went to the store and I'm like, yeah, I want the PS4 Jeter. They're like, oh no, that's only for PS5. I was like, fuck. So I ordered the regular version. I was like, screw it, I don't care. Then I read online. No, the Jeter version comes with a PS4 disc and a PS5 code. So I had to go back to the fucking GameStop and say, assholes, you made me reserve the wrong game. Switch my reservation, please.
I did that. I think it was last year. I reserved it, and when I reserved it to pick it up at Best Buy, and when I picked it up, I got it, walked, and I said, "Hey, I think you gave me the wrong one. I ordered the PS5." And the girl's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'll go take a look." And she goes back and she was like, "They're all these." And so I look at the back and I read the fine print, and that's what they started to do. So you put the code in. you
Yeah.
install the PS4 version, you put the code in, and it upgrades to the.
Yeah, because I gave my Jax has the PS5, I have the PS4, so I was like, dude, take the code. He
Yeah.
did that with 2K23 wrestling, and I was like, take it. You want to take the code? I don't have my PS5. Well, I'll have to get it
Perfect.
next year because this is PS4's last year. I'm gonna have to either quit gaming or upgrade.
I have my PS5, and I don't know. I always say I'll play, and I wind up things start collecting dust.
I told you I am obsessed with the off-season stuff.
Oh yeah.
If I told you what I did on Madden, you think I'm fucking insane. Insane. I have to do all that. I set the prices for my sodas and my jerseys. I do everything.
Nice.
Everything. The best thing, the best thing I do on Madden is I move. It's always it was the Chargers this year was my favorite team to move because they had the most trade assets. So I would move them to wherever, Toronto, wherever I move them to. Then take every one of their good players and trade them for draft picks. Every one of them, Herbert, Eckler, and the Madden AI, whatever you want to call it, the computer will offer you ridiculous draft picks. One time the Cowboys offered me Elliott, Lamb, and a first rounder for Eckler. I was like, "Are you serious? I'll make that deal." But then what I do, I trade Elliott and Lamb for another first rounder. So I had like 8 first round picks going into my
You have the
draft.
entire first round.
and then what do? I trade those picks for picks next year, and then those picks for picks next year. So every year I'm picking number 1, number 2, number 3, and I built a dynasty in Toronto. So it's like
GM
here we
Timmy.
go. That's right. I love it.
I used to do that in the show. We used to you have to buy advertising for the different areas of the stadium.
I am obsessed with that shit. Yeah, the different prices. Oh my god!
So did you used to like the Tycoon games? Where you
No,
build
they weren't that good though. They were a little harder.
Some of them were.
They made it more difficult.
Yeah.
Oh no! I told you, opening day, baby. Say goodbye to Stanton. Say goodbye to Torres. Say goodbye to Hicks. Say goodbye to Donaldson. They're all going.
This is great.
They're all going. They're either going for Trout or they're going for pitching. I haven't decided.
Trout, by the way, doing well in the World Baseball Classic.
I won't go for
American
Ohtani. I won't go for Ohtani because that's not fair.
That's a lot.
Trout,
look at Dave. Dave said you need to get Stanton a ring.
Yeah, okay. Tell him to stop swinging at low and outside pitches. And we'll
Slider.
Oh, he hits 500-foot home runs. Yeah, in between 300 strikeouts. Sure.
Except at Citi Field. I think I was so happy that he wasn't a Marlin anymore. That guy, dude, just had bomb after bomb after bomb.
Oh,
and it was like he batted like 360 against us too. So it didn't make any sense. It's like, those guys that play well against teams, no matter who's it. Like it could be a generation later, and they're still batting like 390 against him.
That's true.
He deserves it. Send him to Coors Field.
Does he deserve it though? Does he?
Why does he deserve it?
I have nothing personally against the guy. It's just like I can literally count. I can call his fucking at bat. I can call it every single time. Low and outside, low and outside, low and outside. That's three swings. You're out. Then the next pitcher will come in and be like, "Oh, I can get him on a high fastball." Then he hits it 300 miles. Then you're like, "Oh, I can't do that again." Yeah, idiot. Throw it low and outside because that's all he can swing at. Have I seen him? Have I seen him where?
He's a big boy.
Oh, I don't give a shit.
Is that what you?
I'll take Judge in that Goliath battle.
Judge big boy too. Oh my god, that's like the Twin Towers.
And they drafted a 6'7" outfielder also this year.
That's their thing.
They're like monster outfielders. And that dude's a lefty. I'd bring him up right now. Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, Volpe opening day starter for me.
Who?
No Volpe.
Oh,
the Yankees' #1 prospect. They're probably going to send him down. No, he's starting for me this year, baby.
What about you? Got who are you going to have at third base?
Me. This guy's playing third base.
I always make myself too.
Oh, of course. I'll even throw you guys in this year, but I throw you on random teams. And that's
Okay.
one thing about Madden when you go into
As
the
long as
draft.
the money's green, I'm okay.
When you can go to the draft in Madden, you can change all the names of the people in the draft. So it's fun to watch your friends get drafted by someone
Oh, I didn't
stupid.
know that.
Oh yeah, you can go to the
Hmm.
draft and change everyone's name.
I've never explored deep.
Oh, dude, I'm
Like it's
insane.
like the rabbit hole.
The game itself is like the secondary thing. I'm the general manager guy.
Nice. All right. I think we've covered everything. We have 2 weeks left, like we said. We'll get more into baseball in the next couple weeks, including some previews and some predictions, and some
Oh yeah,
sadness.
I gotta fill out my prediction thing.
Some sadness in Metsville. I called dids. I said dibs on Dodgers ball boy.
Dave, you're gonna be the starting left fielder for the Marlins this year.
No, you should make him Daniel Jones's water boy.
I'm talking about
Water boy.
if I throw everybody into the show this year, Dave, you left fielder for the Marlins,
That's it. In front of 3,000 people.
and not even the starting left fielder. I'm gonna put you like as the fourth outfielder.
Wow.
Or something like that. What's your speed, Dave? You look kind of fast. Are you fast? You're not gonna answer me now.
He's gonna lie.
Like to 100.
I've turned in my resignation for water boy.
Dave, what's your speed? 1 to 100. What's your speed? Don't say you're in the 90s because I won't believe that. What are you, a 70?
Used to be.
I think Judge is like a 70, so you can't be a 70. No, Judge is like a 50.
I'm
John
old enough to 78, he says.
All right, that's realistic enough for me. You ever seen Giancarlo Stanton in the show? I think it's like a 12, his speed. Something ridiculous. I'm like, he ain't that slow.
Dom Smith was a 2.
Yeah, that's like okay.
Why bother at that point?
Yeah,
Dave.
you're not even getting to first base.
First base 69. Still going downhill here. I'm old enough to say I used to be fast. I used to be fast. Then I tore my ACL, my whole right knee up, and then I wasn't fast anymore.
Oh, I have a bone spur.
Do you?
Oh yeah, my whole left foot is swollen. I have to get it injected with cortisone. If that don't work, I have to get it shaved down. Yes, fun time. I love getting old.
That's
love it. I love it.
On that positive note, Stanton runs any faster, he will shatter into pieces. Yeah, that too. Don't see. No, that's me too. I if I run full force right now, I'll probably come up hobbled, pull my right hammy, my left quad. PCP relay race on a cruise.
On a cruise. Like back in the day, if my train was there, I used to run for it. Now I'm like, it'll be another one.
Not worth the risk.
And in New York too, that's not a guarantee there'll be another one because you never know what could happen. But most I'm like, it'll come. Either 2 minutes or 20, we'll see. But I ain't running no more.
I was never able to find that TikTok live guy again.
I found his page, but I never seen him go live. I saw a couple of things he posted. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was showing. He was at 67, and he was showing down a tunnel, and somebody says, "Hey, where are all the rats?" And he was like, "Well, they did this initiative, and he showed some sign." He was like, "On this platform, I have not seen a rat in a very long time." And he was walking back, and they were asking questions about the new trains, and let me ask you a question. The new trains. He what he said is that all the doors are going to be open throughout the train.
Yeah.
Right. And he says, well, that's risking our lives. And I'm thinking back when I was to go on the subway, we used to open up those raggedy doors between the carts, step over, looking down at the track and crossing over. What is he talking about?
Especially like the elevated train. You're looking at the ground, which is way down.
Yes.
No, they seem to be more safer. Plus, they're going to have cameras on them. But again, they're punishing the people who get seats. There's less seats, so there's going to be more standing room. I hate when they do that. Like, why punish the people that need to get the seat first? So, but they look nice.
I saw a TikTok of a guy he said, "This is how I get a seat on the subway," and he's standing there. He's holding on, and he's got bags, and he goes, and like 3 people get up, and he starts sneezing and coughing. He's like, he's not really, and then he sits down and he gets on his cell phone.
It's the way to do it.
So, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And when I saw where he was, he kept on saying Queens, and then he turned around and I saw 67. That's when I sent it to you guys, and he was going
That's
to Forest
crazy.
Hills. And he had like 2,000 or 1,600 people watching live. So I would have an entire train empty with my allergies. Dave, speaking of TikTok live 2 weeks, let's do it. I have the setup. I already have figured out how we're going to get this done. But that being said, let's get the hell up on out of here so I can go cry about Edwin Diaz. Timmy, any closing remarks here on this?
My allergies are about to kick in.
I see that. The eyes are rubbing.
No, I'm not anti WBC. I am anti when it takes place. That's all I'll say. And
Yes.
I'm happy with the Giants' moves. They're not being splashy, but they're not being, crazy. And yeah, I can't wait for the draft. I'm all about the draft now. This is my favorite time of the year.
It's time to start. Like I said, like we said at the beginning, there's holes that were filled through free agency and trades that maybe you thought teams were going to go one way, and now that suddenly frees up in the draft. So that's the exciting stuff.
I still think the Giants are going to go wide receiver in the first round, and then I think it's going to be guard, linebacker, and then probably a cornerback. That's just my guess.
There can be zero excuses.
Yep.
For the offense. All right. So that'll do it for us today. Before Timmy starts getting way out of control on allergies, we got a whole bunch of contests up on the site for everything. Air, I put a few of them up for air. We got 5 or 6 different cities in Florida that's going to drop probably tomorrow. Murder Mystery 2, even though it's Netflix, it's going to be an in theater preview for certain cities. I think Boston and Vegas and Phoenix, I think. So just keep on checking back popculturepros.com. Ton of contests. You guys in Boston really do it. We love you. We love yous. And the Rye, I always want to say Rye Land, whatever the name of the movie was. Also a Hulu movie. You guys like tripled the entries of what the next site brought in. So appreciate that, and we will get the hell up on out of here. I would love to say, can I get a hell yeah, Dave? You're not going to be able to scream with me.
One more thing,
Timmy.
I must promote the A to Z program tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
we are doing a St. Patty's Day spectacular.
It's going to be fantastic.
We're going to do Irish music, Irish songs, Irish celebrities, where it might be a little, which should be a lot fun. We're going to offend some people, definitely. And I'm going to debut a music video. It might violate a copyright here, boss, but it's going to have to be seen because it is me and Eric from 1994 on our senior trip.
Holy crap.
Debuting tomorrow. You'll see it on the program tomorrow.
That's it. That's the only tease that you needed.
Eric has hair. Eric has hair, and I look like a white rapper. That's all you need to hear.
All right. So you heard the man. Tune in tomorrow. You guys have a time yet?
8:30.
8:30-ish. Can't miss show. We'll see if Dave misses it. But that'll do it for us. Make sure you tune in, and then the whole goodness, entertainment, fantastic stuff begins all again next week. Actually, I think is Ed and Jader doing the final scream
tomorrow night. Also after
tomorrow night after A to Z. Yep. Perfect. All right. So on that note, we will bid you all adieu. Peace out, everybody.